whatever that number is to you that you're
Yeah,
satisfied with, right? And that's different for
yeah,
everybody. You know, some people
it is.
have, hey, I want to make 100 grand, and I run into it on the contracting side, right? It's some guys, hey, I want to make 100 grand, and then I'm
Mm,
good for the year. Other
yeah,
guys, shoot, you couldn't give them enough work, you couldn't give them enough hours. They want
yeah,
more. So it just depends on what you want, especially as a, you know, if you're self-employed and or, you know, a business owner, you got to figure out to you what is that goal, right? You know, I
mm,
have a goal in my head, but once I hopefully reach it, right, I know that's going to change.
yeah,
You know, just like
right.
you, right? When you start, it's like, hey, I need my first sale. I want to make my first 100 grand. Okay, now I want to make my first million in revenue, right? And so the goals just
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
changing. And then what I always like to do to kind of ground myself a little bit, I do a monthly revenue tracking. And I look back every now and then and say, wow, man, I just wanted to get my first sale. Look at me now. Look at how much I'm doing a month now. You
hmm,
know, so that kind of puts things in perspective because I used to remember, man, if I could just make 10 grand a month in revenue, okay, that's great. You know, and then now, you know, I'm
yeah,
looking at, you know, crazy higher numbers and saying, man, if I could just do that, you know, but it's
yeah,
also
yeah,
good to just kind of put it back in perspective, be grateful for where you are now, but also remember the
yeah.
hard work that you put in to get yourself there.
I think for a business owner, you can easily get tied up in like looking at other people's success and being like, I'm not where I want to be at. Or you look at some company or some other person, they've been in business 10 years and you know, you're comparing yourself to something like that. It's like, okay, well, they have like 7 more years on you. Like
Yeah.
you,
Or, you know, a company that's, you know, been around for a long time and you're like, well, hey, you know, I know I've got a better product or a service, you know, but you know, how do you get it out there for other people to find? And I think, you know, like we talked about earlier, that's the challenging part where you may have the better product, you may have the better services, you may have the better team, you know, and you may be coming at a lower price point. But you know, it's just how do you get yourself out there in front of the client and express that, and like I said, it kind of goes back into the sales funnel.